So often, what we think is our greatest liability, the thing we like about us the least, really, it's our greatest asset. In the scripture, there was a man named Zacchaeus. His problem, his handicap, what he didn't like was he was very short. While other people could reach up on a shelf and grab something, he'd have to get a ladder. Growing up, he heard all the short jokes. In school, couldn't play on the ball teams, he was too little. All these disadvantages because of his size. I can imagine, he said, God, it's not fair. Why didn't you make me taller? Why didn't you make me like everyone else? One day he heard that Jesus was coming through his town. He really wanted to see him. He rushed out to the main road, but it was already packed with people, 30 or 40 feet deep. Everybody was on their tiptoes trying to catch a glimpse of Jesus. Of course, Zacchaeus was so small, he'd have to be on the front row. He could have gone back home, defeated, thought just my luck. Never get any good breaks. I've got this disadvantage. No, Zacchaeus did what he had always done. He climbed up in the tree so he could look over the crowd. Wasn't anything new for him. He was used to doing that. Jesus came through. Thousands of people were calling Jesus' name, trying to get his attention. But out of all those people, Jesus looked up in the tree and said, hey, Zacchaeus, come on down. I want to go have dinner with you today. What Zacchaeus thought was his greatest liability turned out to be his greatest asset. Friends, God doesn't make any mistakes. Your size, your personality, your gifts, your skin color, nothing about you is by accident. You have been fearfully and wonderfully made. If you needed to be taller, God would have made you taller. If you needed a different personality, God would have given you one. You have been equipped for the race that has been specifically designed for you. I think about Moses. God told him to go tell Pharaoh, let my people go. Moses said, God, I can't do that. I stutter. Let me take my brother and he can speak for me. In other words, God, I've got this handicap. I don't speak like other people. I could never do anything great. No, God was saying, Moses, I can use you with your limitations. Moses, I wouldn't have asked you to do this if you were not already equipped and well able. Moses finally got his confidence up. He went in there and spoke to Pharaoh. See, Moses just needed somebody to remind him that his weaknesses didn't have to hold him back. God told Jeremiah that he was going to be a prophet to the nations, that he was going to do great things. Jeremiah said, God, I can't do that. I'm too young.
6'5".
I wouldn't know what to say. I've got these limitations. God answered back quickly, Jeremiah, say not that you're too young. In other words, Jeremiah, quit talking about your limitations. Quit thinking you don't have what it takes. Don't settle for mediocrity, Jeremiah, when I've called you to do something great. On and on, God used imperfect people that were felt unqualified, that made mistakes, that had weaknesses to accomplish amazing things. Like Jeremiah, like Moses, we can all come up with excuses. Joel, I'm too tall, or I'm too
You guys, I am recording this because we're all going through this transition, this transformation, this trying to stay in a higher vibration, and it's hard. Okay, I ain't gonna lie, it's real hard. I've been staying at home, and now I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna go paint, I'm gonna go do something artistic, I'm gonna do things that I want to do. And I was listening to like my rap, you know, like rap music or whatever was on the Sirius radio, and I turned to Joel Osteen because, you know, sometimes when we're listening to the worldly music or, you know, pop culture music, sometimes, you know, those subliminal messages come through, and it can kind of like direct or drive your energy. Okay, so when that happens, like, I like to turn on Joel Osteen, and as soon as I turned on Joel Osteen, because I'm empathic, I'm Pisces, a lot of my chart right now, and I have a lot of water, and I have a lot of mutable signs, so I absorb a lot of, you know, energy, you know, and sometimes it's not wanted. So every once in a while, actually I used to do this all the time. I used to listen to Joel Osteen all the time, okay? But I do believe in omnism. I don't, like, every religion has something that ties us all together. I think as, like Buddhism, just Islam, Christianity, I was born and baptized non-denominational, and then I was raised in a Baptist church. So I kind of, fought with the whole changing of religions, okay? Or, just beliefs, so to speak, kind of like trying to be put in a box. So I didn't want to be put in a box, and then when I went overseas to other countries, I was blessed, and one of the monks at the temple told me, return home, you don't belong here anymore. And I literally flew home like the next day, and that's when the tsunami in Thailand happened. So I would have been there. I probably would have been one of those people that didn't make it had I not, took heed to what the monk was telling me and returned home. And I actually flew home by myself. I had went with a group of friends and family. I actually came home by myself, okay? Customs was like 4 people that work for customs didn't even want to let me back in the United States, because they're like, why did you come back so randomly by yourself, so many, 2 countries away? Why did you do that? And I didn't have an excuse. They searched all my my camera, my video camcorder, everything, and they thought I was smuggling drugs because I had just changed my ticket so abruptly. But I had got this feeling that this person knew what they were talking about, and I respect that spirituality, okay? So I was just listening to Joel Osteen, and divine timing took me up out of this kind of rut I was in today, because I'm dealing with someone from the past that kind of is like a robot or a pre-programmed energy, and he's kind of like antagonizing me today, and I'm trying to stay in a high vibration, and I was having a challenge doing that. So I literally turned on Joel Osteen, and this is you can download any of the Joel Osteen sermons. This was in particular sermon 508, and 508 to me is a 4, and I've been seeing a lot of 4s, and that's meaning this this alignment, this enlightenment energy. So I just really wanted to put it out there. I don't care who sees, or who knows, but I'm part of the movement as far as lifting our vibrations and staying positive and letting go of the outcome, okay? But this was a focus on yourself. This was, I like me. That was basically the sermon. I like me, and that's been a problem, because we're harboring what we did wrong, why we're being called to make these changes, why are we getting these attunements, these enlightenments, these downloads, our ears ringing. Why is it us? Okay, because we're prophets. We can be prophets, and God will use you how you are. God doesn't want every person to be a pope, Every person can't be the Pope, and not everybody will go to the Pope, and the Pope don't go to everybody, okay? So, when I was on YouTube before, and I was kind of skeptic about, people channeling energies and being able to give messages, I really had to think about it. And when you really do go back into the Bible, you see that all of God's prophets were sinners, cheaters, murderers. Peter had a bad temper, and he just talked about Peter. And I don't always have the best, I'm kind of sharp with my words, if you really take it there, I'm really gonna, like Peter, cut an ear off with my sword, okay? Because I feel like that. But I've been feeling this defeated energy, and I'm absorbing other people's energy, and I'm trying to transmute it as much as I can. I'm trying to meditate, I'm trying to do all this stuff, and it's like, God, really, please help me. And then as soon as I get in my car and turn on the radio, when I decided to not listen to trap music, bam, I like me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this is me. Like, I need to like me. I need to stop letting all this negative energy try and control me and tell me I'm not good enough to do what I feel is in my heart the right thing to do. And literally, as soon as I start listening to the sermon, I mean, I could just feel the weight just coming off my chest, and I could just feel myself getting into a higher vibration. Like, seriously, like, I had to record that, and it was something I was doing before, and then I kind of got sidetracked with work and everything, so I really hadn't been recording my reaction and how the uplifting of listening to certain sermons makes me feel. And that's what we need to do, people, as a whole. Like, if we're gonna carry and send this high, beautiful vibration of love, self-love, support of each other, we really genuinely got to do it. And by doing that is by supporting each other, giving that advice, and I was like, well, what advice do I have to give people, and this is just confirmation, like divine timing. And just certain people, like even Aluna, I listen to Aluna Ash, love her. She was saying things on the radio, and I've been listening to YouTube so much at home, and finally getting out in my car, and the first thing I listen to is like immediately lifting my vibration and making me feel so much better. And I just want to spread the love to everybody. I want people to realize that they can do what they feel like they should be doing. And we're going to be pre-programmed. We're going to be told, hey, that doesn't sound right, that's not going to bring in abundance or stability, and you're questioning yourself. And it's like, sometimes you just got to go all in, and I feel like a lot of us are being led that way, and it's scary, to some, but you know what? God's prophets, like they were protected, and we are protected, okay? And we need to quit letting these false egos, these false fears, this pre-programmed, excuse me, my language, bullshit, like keep running us. We are so much better than that. And you know what? White does catch a little dirt, but there is that shadow side, and Joel Osteen did talk about that. So but you know what? He used it in a good way that I liked it. He said that and I thought it was symbolic. He said that Daniel's shadow healed someone. Shadow. Okay, and that's what this has all been about lately, is our shadow side coming to light, and understanding that we are not holier than thou people. We are human beings in this life, these atoms, protons and neutrons, trying to move these energies into a positive vibration. And it's not easy, but it ain't supposed to be easy. So I just really wanted to go ahead and send this message out to people on my channel and people who I might share this with. But guys, listen to Joel Osteen. You can download it if you have Sirius. I might try to I'm going painting right now, but I'm gonna try to record certain parts of that, because I feel like it's so needed right now with this eclipse happening, and this being such a very powerful experience for us. And I'm dealing with X's. I'm dealing with a Leo, an Aquarius, and a Capricorn, and they're all up in my charts. All up in my charts. And I'm Pisces, water mutable, and they're all up in my mutables. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, if it's not one thing, it's another. So listen, I'm being real with you guys. I'm trying to come with it, and I'm just telling you what's helping me. Like, I'm literally going to keep replaying 508 off of Joel Osteen's, and just listening to anything uplifting right now to keep my high vibrations. And I can see the energies. I can see what's happening right now. I can see things, And you know, I'm here to help you guys. I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing free readings until I get my name out there and people understand that I'm here to, and some recommendations and some referrals and stuff. So support me. I support you guys. Thank you so much. Love you all, and you know, talk to you soon. Thank you.